Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington Commanders just placed kicker Austin Seibert on IR. They also signed Chris Rodriguez to the active roster. They made a couple other moves, so I want to talk about that in today's stream/video. Some of you guys are going to be watching live. Some of you guys are going to be watching later on the replay. So kind of some big news. A lot of people wanted the Commanders to move on from Austin Seibert, release him. During the game, was like, all right, let's just release him. And after, I kind of chilled out a little bit, but I don't know. I think they made the right move here, placing him on IR. What's good, Abdullah, my guy? Make sure you guys check out DMV Sports Zone. What's up, Angry Vet? What's up, Nico? And yeah, I think this is the right move. You go ahead, put him on IR. Get him time to heal up. You bring back Zane Gonzalez, who's on the practice squad. You don't know right now what's going on, if they're going to, he's on the practice squad right now, if they're going to promote him or if they're going to just put him on the active roster. Because right now he's on the practice squad. They have one more week of being able to elevate him before they're out of those. So right now he's on the practice squad. They also signed Chris Rodriguez, which probably a sign that Austin Eckler is not going to be here. Is not going to play this week. Not surprising at all. Eckler had that concussion, and Brian Robinson, we'll see about that, what happens. But he's in question for this week as well. I mean, the Commanders have a bunch of injuries, so I'm trying to fix that light in the back. It's kind of annoying me, but they also signed another player to the active roster, or to the practice squad, Valami Fahoku Jr. to the practice squad, a former Cowboys D tackle. So another guy that they brought to the squad. And it is what it is. Austin Seibert had a good run. He had a good run with the Commanders. He did have a good run, but I guess it's short-lived. It's short-lived because I didn't see him coming back from that. I didn't see him coming back from it. Just a bad way to go. And kicking's all a mental game. Kicking is all a mental game. So when you miss like that, and you miss big, and not only you miss the extra point, you missed a kick, and you missed another extra point, it's going to be hard to come back from that. And I think the Commanders saw that, and instead of releasing him, I think they just stopped putting him on IR as the best move and make it look a little bit less bad for Austin Seibert. And again, you're able to bring in Zane Gonzalez as the main guy. I think that's kind of what they want. That's what they see. That's what, I think their vantage point, their viewpoint is on the whole situation. And yeah, Chris Rodriguez on the active roster. Expect him to get a lot of play this week. Him, Jamie McNichols, for the next couple weeks, they'll probably be getting some PT for sure. We'll see what happens with B-Rob. I would say 50-50 if he plays this week. Same thing with Marshawn Lattimore. I think it's also 50-50 for him. But in terms of the running backs, yeah, Chris Rodriguez, I think he's fine. Is he that? I think he's a Brian Robinson from Wish. He's solid. He's not as good as Robinson. He's not as talented as Robinson. There's a reason why Robinson was drafted late third round, and Chris Rodriguez was drafted in the sixth round. But Chris Rodriguez is still solid. He had a good game for us this year. I'm going to go ahead and pull up his stats. Like he's an NFL running back. He is an NFL running back, and he knows the system. He's going to be fine. If you're not a Commanders fan, or if you are a Commanders fan, you play fantasy football, I do think that picking up Chris Rodriguez, if you're in a deep league, would be a good move. So last year, Chris Rodriguez played in 13 games, 51 carries, 247 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This year, played in 4 games and has had 13 carries, 56 yards, 4.3 yards a carry. I would say most of that came in one game, if I remember correctly. Let me pull up the game log. But yeah, he had a solid game, and Eckler for sure is going to be out this week, and I would say there's a good chance that Brian Robinson's out, or at least a 50-50 shot. But yeah, his big game was against the Giants, 11 carries, 52 yards, 4.7 yards a carry. Had himself a day. And then the next week after that, the next week after that, 2 carries for 4 yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So nothing crazy, but I think he can, he'll be fine. Let me pull up Jeremy McNichols' stats as well. I think the moves they made today were the right moves. Bringing in Chris Rodriguez and then moving Austin Seibert to IR is the right move. So he this year has Jeremy McNichols 44 carries, so it does have a decent amount of carries for 217 yards, 4.9 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns, 12 first downs on the year, a 28-yard carry. I believe that was a touchdown. That was against the Cardinals. Receiving wise, 2 catches, 7 yards on 3 targets. Nothing crazy, but when he has had to come in, he has had, he's done a good job. He honestly has done better as like a lead back. Like when he gets very little carries, I feel like he doesn't do a good job. Like the Bengals game had 1 carry, 1 yard, and the Cardinals game has a bunch of carries. Guess what? 8, or not a bunch, but as a bunch for him, I guess. 8 carries, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a catch for 6 yards. And yeah, average 8.5 yards carry. The next week, 7 carries, average 6 yards carry at a touchdown. And then, Panthers 7 for 42. The next week had 1 for -1. So I think for the most part, when he gets a lot of carries, he does a pretty good job. Besides the Giants game, the second Giants game where he had 8 carries for 20 yards, which obviously not very good. Yeah, he's done a good job. What's up, Timothy? What's up, Todd? Yep, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hopefully you guys have a good Thanksgiving. But yeah, Zane Gonzalez will likely be promoted to the active roster sometime this week. Maybe they'll save. I mean, honestly, there's no reason to not just put him on the team or put him on the active roster. I really see no reason not to do that. That's what I would do. He's on the practice squad right now. I doubt a team, swoops in and, picks him up from us on the practice squad, but you never know. So I would just go ahead and stick with or promote him to the active roster right now. You'll have to move on from someone, but they can go ahead and do that. They might have to put Eckler on IR. This is a good sign they haven't put him on IR yet, but they're probably just weighing all options, seeing what's going to happen. But I would expect him for sure. Like, if I was a betting man, I would put a lot of money on him not playing this week. And then after that, there's probably over a 50% chance he doesn't play. Well, actually, we have the bye week, so that kind of works in our favor there. Maybe he's able to play the week 15. The Commanders do have the bye week, so it's going to help out with a lot of these injuries, the people that are banged up. Andrew Wiley, not only the concussion, but other stuff. Brandon Coleman's got some hand stuff. Robinson with the ankle, he should be fully good to go week 15. So a lot of different injuries that they're dealing with that hopefully the bye will help them out with. The week 14 bye is brutal. But yeah, it is what it is. So Jeremy McNichols, we're going to need him to step up, and we are going to need Chris Rodriguez to ball out too. And then Zane Gonzalez is going to be the kicker. Let me pull up his stats real quick before we call it a day. If you guys are in here, don't got a lot of people because there's probably other people streaming, probably Rio and this, but if you're here, subscribe. I know someone here who's watching here isn't subscribed. Just go ahead and do it. It helps out a ton. But yeah, Zane Gonzalez, he's done well for us this year. Hasn't kicked a lot. Had one or two games, I believe. Kicked in 2 games, but is 3 for 3 on kicks, 4 for 4 on extra points. So, hey, I'll take that any day of the week. So we're 0-2 with games with Austin Seibert, but 3 for 3 on extra points in the Pittsburgh game, 2 for 2, and then 2 for 2 on regular field goals, and then in the Philly game, 1 extra point and 1 field goal. All the field goals he's kicked are from 40 to 49 yards. So that's what you need to make. If you can make those consistently, you're in a good spot. So haven't seen him kick 50-yarders. And then his career, it's not that great, to be honest. His best year was 2019, but he only kicked 13 field goals, but he was 12 for 13. The other years wasn't so great. I mean, I guess last year was pretty good. 10 for 10 on field goals and then extra points. I'm trying to pull it up here, but yeah, he's not amazing. But again, kicker, it's all a mental thing, how you do in a different situation, different scenario. So we'll see what he does this year. So, okay, sorry. Last year, I was misreading the stats. I don't know what I was looking at. Oh, I was looking at the 40 to 49 yards. So last year was 20 for 22. Year before wasn't good, 16 for 22. But the year before that was 31 for 35, which is pretty dang good right there, 89%. And his 50 yarders, he's actually pretty decent from 50 from 2019 on, 2 for 2, 2 for 3, and 3 for 5. So that's not bad right there at all. Appreciate that, Chief in session. And King D says they shouldn't had cut Chris, but I'm happy he's back. Yeah, good thing he's back, and let's see what he can do with the opportunity. He's going to get an opportunity. Him, Jeremy McNichols, and these running backs, they're going to have some opportunities. Offensive line, they need to step up. They need to block for these guys. Ball out. Let's see what they do. But yeah, Chris Rodriguez. I mean, obviously he's not happy about the injury to Eckler because that's probably his guy. But he's definitely like, you know what? I got to take advantage of this opportunity and make the best out of it, make the most out of it. And I think he will. Rodriguez has done well when he's gotten his opportunities. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see there with him. And then Jerry McNichols as that kind of change of pace type of back. Like Rodriguez is the guy they're going to use on 3rd and 1, 2nd and 2, whatever those situations. He can pass catch a little bit. McNichols is going to be the primary pass catching back. And then also, 6-7 yard runs. If they need one of those, they'll go ahead and give it to him. He's kind of the quicker guy on the receiving back. King D said offensive line got to do better. I agree. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate all y'all for supporting. Again, subscribe if you guys new. Hit that like button, comment whatever you want. It all helps out a ton. I'll probably post a video after this, but the Commanders, we'll see. They did bring in Jerry Jacobs to work out, cornerback from the Lions. Last 3 years, he's been in the league for the last 3 years, played in 40 games, started 29 of them, 4 interceptions over the last 3 years, 3 last year, 1 the year before, none in his rookie year, 1 forced fumble in his career, a sack, some tackle for losses, 9, so average 3 a year, has a sack, so not a crazy good player, but he's solid. He's solid, and I think he's better than Michael Davis. He's better than Michael Davis for sure. Michael Davis, he's not good. I would cut him. Every time you see him, he's missing a tackle or two. So that's kind of my view on the situation. Move on from him and bring in whoever you want because Michael Davis is not it. Michael Davis is not it at all. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to make some mods in the chat real quick. But yeah, if you haven't dropped a like yet, go ahead and drop a like. But comment down below who you want, who you think that needs to step up the most for the Commanders. I think, Deron Payne's one of those. I would say right now, you probably need Chris Rodriguez to step up for sure. Chris Rodriguez and Jerry McNichols, those guys need to step up. Not like they haven't been playing well, but with the injuries, they're going to have to get more playing time, and they're going to get more playing time. So I would say those guys need to make the most of their opportunity. And McNichols already has. He already has this year. No one thought he would do as well as he had, or as well as he has. So yeah, he's already done it. Let's keep doing it with McNichols, and then Chris Rodriguez getting more of an opportunity. Let's continue to do what he did against the Giants. 50+ yards. That was good. Again, we're just making the most out of those guys. We'll see what they do. And Brian Robinson, I would say it's max of a 1-week injury. He'll be out this week. If he's out this week, and I think he'll be back after the bye, which is probably what they do just to give him a little bit more time to recover. They'll give him off against the Titans. Chris Rodriguez, he's not as good as B-Rob, but, he is able to get some of those short yard situations. I think he's solid. He's a Brian Robinson from Wish, slightly downgraded Brian Robinson. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe Brian Robinson has a little bit more vision and stuff, but Chris Rodriguez is still strong and can do some things that he needs to. So, we'll see what happens. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up the stream right there. Appreciate all y'all for coming in and watching. Subscribe if you guys are new. And, peace out.